Marcy, the little dockside switcher tug, had arrived at Brendam to start the day's work. The bigger tug, Adelice, was waiting for her. "Hello, Marcy. Are you ready for today's work?" she said. "Yes, I am," peeped Marcy, "but first I'd really like to hear—" Cranky the Crane cut in. "You're not gonna say Salty's stories, are you?" As if by fatal chance, Salty the Dockside Diesel rolled into the yard.
"Did anybody request a story by any chance? An old pirate's tale?"
"Oh, yes, Salty," said Marcy. "Those are some of my favorites."
"Speak for yourself." As the name suggests, Salty works at Brendam Docks. He loves being as close as he can to the sea. One day, he was telling Marcy one of his tall tales, one of the tales that Cranky hated the most.
"It was the season of light. It was the season of dark. It was the spring of hope. It was the winter of despair."
"Just a moment," said Sir Topham Hatt. Salty, I need you to take Boko's train to the mainland. He's broken down."
"Aye, aye, sir. But who will look after the docks while I'm away?"
"I will find an engine to do your work." Sir Topham Hatt went to Titmouth Sheds to see which engine was available for the job.
"I'll do it," said Thomas. "I used to work at a harbour before I went to Sodor."
"Very well, Thomas. Off you go." "And how long has it been since Thomas has worked in a harbor?" "Over 100 years, why?" Soon, Thomas had arrived at the docks, where he met Salty.
"Ahoy there, Thomas. Have you come to do my work?"
"Yes, I have."
"Now there's a good lad. Remember, when trucks give you trouble, sing them a song."
"Also, I have a very important timber train that needs to be ready by noon," said Henry.
"Don't worry, I've got it,"
Thomas reassured, and with that, Salty and Henry left the docks. Soon, Thomas got to work. It was easy enough as a start. Until Murdoch arrived with more trucks to shunt. "Hello, Thomas. Could you tell Salty that I dropped off my train?"
"No need for that, Murdoch. I'm working in Salty's place because he has to take a train to the mainland."
"Very well, Thomas." Thomas shunted the troublesome trucks into a siding. But he didn't know that S.C.Ruffey had hatched a plan to stop him from carrying out his work. A few minutes later, Percy arrived with a timber truck.
"Is that for Henry's train?"
Thomas asked.
"Yes, it is," said Percy. "The boat full of timber should be arriving soon."
And indeed it was. Adelice had just pulled into the docks with a barge full, and Cranky unloaded. Once everything was in place, Thomas added an extra wagon to complete the train. Then he and Percy left to refill on coal and water. This was the perfect time for S.C.Ruffey to discuss his plan with his minions.
"Listen up, Chugs. The little blue puffball thinks he can manage us."
That's the best joke ever! Steam engines are so pathetic!
"You sure got that right. I say we teach him a lesson."
Soon, Thomas came back, refilled with coal and water. He started to pull, but the trucks were having none of it. The trucks had put their brakes on.
Hold back. Hold back.
Scruffy ordered. Thomas pulled as hard as he could. Then there was trouble. The coupling between Thomas and Scruffy was straining.
Bust my buffers! I've come off!
And he had. Noon came, and Henry arrived to collect his train. Hi, Thomas. How are you handling the trucks?
Move, you stupid little boxes! He's getting angry.
I just can't get a grip.
Thomas sighed.
These trucks are too darn troublesome. I used to work in a harbor with my brothers and sisters before I went to Sodor. I'd hate to disappoint them. It's just been a long time. If I don't get these trucks to behave, I'll end up disappointing Sir Topham Hatt and Salty as well.
Just then, Cranky chimed in. But you're not a disappointment, Thomas. You're great at shunting. Yeah, you shunted my train right on time, put in Henry.
And it wasn't really your fault, peeped Marcy. It was the silly trucks.
That made Thomas feel a little better. And if you're having trouble with the trucks, called Henry as he was leaving, just remember what Salty said.
What Salty said? What did he say?
Remember, when trucks give you trouble, sing them a song.
I've got it!
Thomas confidently backed up to Scruffy.
I wonder what he'll try next.
Down by the docks, that's the place to be.
Down by the docks, the gateway to the sea.
Down by the
What are you?
dockside, we are a cave.
Stop singing.
Working together, just like family.
No matter how much Scruffy tried to prevent it, it was hopeless. Thomas knew the truck's weakness, singing. Later that day, Salty returned from the mainland.
Ahoy there, Thomas. How was everything while I was gone?
It was great, Salty. The trucks were no trouble at all.
That's good, me hearty. Yar, it's so good to be back at sea. I was homesick at the bustle in mainland. Oh, that reminds me of a story.
And Salty told his infamous tall tales until the sun went down.